So here's the problem. Years ago, life insurance professionals would receive in-depth sales training, not only showing different life insurance products and how they work, but the advanced planning concepts that bring in the 5, 6, and 7-figure commission checks. Fast forward to today, and those types of training programs are almost non-existent. To solve the problem of inefficient marketing efforts and advisors stumbling around trying to understand how to do business in the advanced markets, Trained Advisor leads the way in showing top-level producers how to acquire, identify, present, and close advanced life insurance cases. Welcome to the weekly 10-minute concept training with Trained Advisor.
I'd like to welcome everybody to our training today. Today we're going to talk about guaranteed issue. And guaranteed issue is a process to get our policies issued. It's not a policy. And so just understand that this is a process. If you think about it, why do businesses use life insurance? And we know all of the good things that life insurance can bring to individuals and to our business owners. But as we go through the life insurance underwriting process, the biggest issue is our clients have to qualify for life insurance. Well, the expectation is once they, fill out an application, the expectation is that, they just have to wait for that policy to be issued. But we know that when they're qualifying that, there's things that are going to come up. It's really the reality check of, they need to qualify, health-wise. They need to qualify for, financially, needs-based. All of these things affect what happens through that underwriting process. And in some cases, we do have to, deliver bad news that they don't qualify for the insurance. But as you go through this process, for qualifying for insurance, there's really, three ways we can make this happen. The options in underwriting, first of all, we can go through the regular underwriting process. And in that regular underwriting process, we've just got to jump through all those hoops. Well, another option is guaranteed issue. Guaranteed issue is a way for business owners to qualify in a group setting. And finally, we have now many companies are using simplified issues and really expanding out the simplified issue process. And the simplified issue process, you just have to really make sure you look and see, do you fit the parameters for those? And they're typically limited to $1 million or less of death benefit. Sometimes it's to, professionals, sometimes it's to other groups. So you just have to see if you qualify in that setting. If you look at the regular underwriting process, it's typically 1 or 2 people on an application. The applications are long because they go through everything about that individual, their health situation, their financial situation, and you have to make sure that, they qualify. And part of that is going through that medical exam, the paramedic exams, getting their attending physicians. And at the end of the day, the cost of the policy is based on those underwriting decisions. On the other side, with guaranteed issue, if we have a company with 10 or more participants in it, then the company submits a multi-life application to the carrier, and the carrier will accept the group based on the company's application. And what's nice about that is we haven't asked at this point any medical questions. We're just simplifying that process and eliminating the need for physician statements, health statements, but the rating's going to be based on the group as a whole and the carrier that we're using. Just so you know, we can get in some of the, with some of these companies, preferred plus underwriting, and so we know some people in this group may not be healthy. Some of the people in this group may not have qualified for individual insurance, so it's a nice process. After the company has submitted their application and the carrier has accepted the application, Now we have to do individual applications for each employee because each policy is going to be set up based on how we want this group plan to come together. And so the employee application is going to have the employee's name, their employment information, who's going to be the owner of the policy. We can have the company be the owner of the policy. We can have the employee be the owner of the policy. There again, the beneficiary can be the company, it could be the employee, it could be, fit into the employee's personal estate planning. And then of course we have to have the policy information, type of policy and all that. There will be at least 3 knockout questions. And these knockout questions are going to be based on, is the employee a smoker or non-smoker? That will affect our premium cost. And the employee has to be engaged actively full-time at work. And if you look at the last question, it's, has the employee missed work because of illness? And in this case, we're looking at one company, it's 3 days in the preceding 3 months. So there again, not an onerous application to go through. And finally, this is a key. If the business is going to own the policy, the employee has to sign a consent form to make sure that we qualify for all the Internal Revenue Code rules. So if you look at this, where do all these roads lead? Whether we're using regular underwriting, simplified issue, or guaranteed issue, all of these can come down to where we're looking at individual life insurance policies. So we're not going to use a group policy. We're going to use individual policies. And what's nice is we can still pick the product, whether we want a traditional UL policy, an IUL policy, or a whole life policy. The type of policy we can still get to, the right products we can get to. What we can do is simplify the underwriting process to get to where we want to be for our clients. And so if you look at what you can do here, you can present to your business owners not only the benefits of life insurance, but we can simplify that underwriting process and also have the individual policies to make sure that we satisfy the goals of not only our business owner, but the employees that are going to be part of the program. The first step to any multi-life case and working in the guaranteed issue market, we have to start with the census. We have to know how many employees are going to be in the group. We need to know the makeup of the group so that we can design each policy to benefit each individual or the business in the right way. So it takes a little bit of extra work on the front end in the design part of the case, but when we get to working with the clients and each individual, we can simplify the process for them. I appreciate you getting on this week. Next week, I want to go through a case study and walk through how we can use guaranteed issue and then specifically in the buy-sell arena with our business owners. And I'm going to take through a case study that I worked on where we insured over 30 lives at one time to cover a buy-sell agreement, and that generated over $1 million in commission. So I appreciate you getting on. Look forward to you getting on next week. Thank you.